Hello, YB gang.
Hello, I agree with what you're saying.
Good evening, YB gang. Welcome back, YB gang, to another exciting episode of Umineko. Today, we're going to be delving deeply into seeing exactly what's going on in Rokenjima in this fourth episode. Mohammed, can you give us a recap?
Battler had sex, the most violent of sex especially, with Beatrice and her instruments of destruction, the horsemen. They're women, right? So they're not horsemen, they're horsewomen. And after the incident, the Battler family was so pissed was that they left them.
They aren't even horsemen, they're the seven sins.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you get my point.
No, and there's actually only 5 of them now.
No, I think the other two are back.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Smartphone. Someone rate this guy.
But yeah, I mean, specifically, like, the part that Muhammad did mention, you know, like, then, like, they came in, and, like, Beatrice was like, and then Ronove was like, ho ho ho, poo coo coo coo, and then Battler was like, and then Beelzebub was like, and then Beatrice was like, kapow, and then Beelzebub was like, and then Battler was like, ho ho ho,
And then I'll be all like,
no, Battler was like,
yeah, exactly.
Remember?
And then Ronove was, and then Beatrice was like, and then Ronove was like, coo, and then Beatrice was like, and then Battler was like,
sometimes I wonder what's up with us, man.
and then Beatrice was like, and then Battler was like, and then Anji was like, good night. Have a nice dream. And then Beatrice was like, and then Battler was like, huh. And that's where we left off.
Phenomenal storytelling. Thank you, Dustman.
I mean, that's everything that's happened in episode 2 thus far.
True.
At least the important part. I don't remember what happened before the opening, but I remember like the important part, which is what comes after the opening. Like, if you want to know what happens before the opening, like, just go watch the stream. That's what it's there for. America. But whatever, I'm gonna stop being so confrontational. And let's jump right in. Let's see if OBS wants to make me proud today. They do.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Oh, I forgot. This creepy witch is on the thing.
I know you're being such a hater.
Oh, I blew my stack. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even mention the part with Dr. Octopus and the coin bags. But whatever, I won't get into that.
We'll get into that.
He will get into it. The shoot.
Oh, I blew my stack. I gotta hop off the
The
ground.
only thing you'll be blowing is me, buddy.
And then it started to well up inside me. The rage, the anger. I couldn't control myself anymore.
This guy thinks he can go demon mode. Someone teach this. I'm not gonna say it on stream. Someone teach this feller what happens.
Listen,
He messes with me.
Mohammed, I'll put it another way. If I said, I am your ally, so trust me, would you believe it?
No, you're kind of mean, Dustman.
You're streaming.
Would
We
you
can actually see them.
unconditionally trust some unknown girl you're meeting for the first time just because she looks a little like someone you know?
Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
It's because you're such a softie that you got tricked so easily in the last game and cried so bitterly. You said it yourself. That kid is 6, right? Do I look like I'm 6? If I were to claim that I'm that kid despite that, would you just swallow that story? Here lies I eat your burgers, the voice of Paddler.
I can't see the stream.
Hop on the YouTube.
What happened on the YouTube stream?
No, you told me I wasn't streaming, and I checked YouTube, and I'm like, this guy's on a perk, I'm streaming.
You're not streaming on Discord, I can't see it.
I am.
If you say it like that, whatever it was you said, there's no way I can argue back.
Don't you remember?
I don't know, somebody would be like, I'm an adult.
And before that, she was like,
Oh, yeah, she started yapping.
yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this Anju character too much anymore. She's just like a woman.
Oh,
True.
I hate women. Thank you, Dustman.
Story bad.
I'm gonna get this goon out of my chat.
That's right, I am a softie.
He's just being a softie. Again, reaffirming it.
And that should have been made clear to me after the last game.
Alright, listen. Why don't we all just sit down and watch a new episode of the Final Rumble?
Is that what you meant when you said I wasn't being serious?
Yes. You may think you're fighting against a witch, but you're just getting along with her and playing.
No.
You're just playing at fighting in a friendly game of chess.
No.
That may be a serious contest for you two, but looking at it from far away, I only see you playing around and following the rules like you're good friends.
Oh, no.
That's harsh.
But as long as you're unable to win at this game, you won't be released from this place. That's why I came. I came to bring this game to its conclusion. You claim that you're closing in on the witch, but you're just like a hamster running around in a wheel.
No.
Oh, one of those things that run around and around in place, night after night. At a glance, you might think that running around in a wheel is endless. The endless witch Beatrice is just like you. He thinks he's fighting, but he's actually just running around in a wheel while making a fool of himself. This isn't a game. This is nothing more than a cage to shut him up in for all eternity. Oh. You liken my endless to something like a wheel that a mouse plays in. Interesting. Something that's endless in a certain dimension can be less than endless in a higher one. The fact that a render sponge has infinite surface area only matters in a world of less than 3 dimensions. In the 3-dimensional world of reality, it has 0 mass. Not only is it not endless, it doesn't even exist. What an assertive woman! It seems you are worthy of being called my enemy.
Who are you?
Jesus.
I am your ally, and an enemy of witches. Of course you don't have to believe it. No one can prove that I really am your ally. On the contrary, it's more desirable that you keep your guard up strongly not to find me very suspicious. What if he calls in Dr. Nanjo and has him do a blood test, and find out that she is in fact Anji Yoshimiya?
That's right. Last time ended up pretty bad. I've got to be at least that careful. I don't plan on getting tricked twice.
No, like, if you think about it, right? Like, I might sound like a Beatrice maxer, but Beatrice really is, like, the best witch. Because it's like, for example, you got Virgilia, she's old, you got Lambda Delta, and Lambda Delta's pretty silly, right? But like she's kind of like a little too aggressive and like schizophrenic, so I don't know. I don't really trust her too much. Now Brincastell's probably a better witch than Beatrice, to be honest. But and then like Ava Beatrice, like she's a powerful witch. She's like crazy, like one heck of a witch. But Beatrice is like the trickster, she's like a Shakespearean witch. And that's what you gotta remember, Like if you don't like her, then that means she's doing her job.
Oh, okay. What if I just don't like her? Just like in general.
Realistic.
Beto laughed in a truly pleased way, which was humiliating only to Badler.
That's what happens. You just don't like her. People don't just get tricked out of the blue. That only happens when they fail to check things for themselves and leave it to other people. Saying that you thought the light had turned green just because you saw other people start crossing doesn't count as an excuse for getting into an accident. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. You're telling me not to swallow information given to me by others, but to think for myself. In the past, I swallowed all the magic Beto showed me. I stopped thinking. So I was useless. Badler grimaced as he remembered his many painful losses.
No, not to mention he was just like chowing down on Renevade's cookies and listening to all of Virgilia's advice.
The witch watched and laughed again, putting on a bold appearance.
I'll offer you advice in a way that works to your advantage. Of course, you shouldn't swallow everything I say, because no one can provide certain proof that I'm your ally.
In the last game, Virgilia, who I thought was an ally, was actually on the witch's side. Badler couldn't rid his head of that eerie smile worn by Virgilia, a person he'd once even thought of as trustworthy and reliable.
So I don't need you to unconditionally trust me. You might as well take my advice as nothing more than an opinion to be considered. After all, the player who's fighting in a game against the witch is you.
That's right.
No, so that's why the difficulty on this episode is like variable. Cause it's like, you could just listen to, when you're playing Super Mario and it's like maybe Luigi can help you, but like you just never get the Luigi help, and it just sucks.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying I lost because I followed the moves of an outsider would be just too pathetic of an excuse.
But exactly, like you rely on Luigi too much and you can't use him in the final boss, so you gotta at least do some of it. Yes, yes. My opponent is Badler. You are nothing more than an outsider. You should bear that in mind. No, I'm not an outsider. With Beatrice and Ashirmia Badler, and I who gaze down from above, it's almost like a fight in the shape of a triangle. At a glance, it might not look like a united front, but having a united front doesn't necessarily mean fighting together. Oh. What an odd thing to say. It just went right over Beatrice's head like she didn't even listen to it. Just now, he described fighting with you as closing the distance. But you can't measure distance with a single eye. Only with two eyes are things visible in 3 dimensions, and only then can distance be judged. I got a word for you, Angie. You can still see 3 dimensions with 1 eye.
Just look forward, and if they're in front of you and they're getting closer, you're probably closing the distance.
And even when you have 2 fields of vision, it's pointless if they're in the same place. You can pin down witches more accurately when they're far apart.
Shooting from different positions and different angles. So basically it's crossfire. Interesting.
We're shooting from different positions and different angles. So I won't get along with anybody. That's how I'll keep my own position separate and catch the witch in a pincer attack.
Se bañó.
Claro.
No.
Why'd you say it like that?
That his mother is a zest fest overload.
Es que yo entré y ya yo lo sometí ese día. Y yo lo que le cogí los screenshots y se los mandé a papi para que él se los mande a el Sony. Porque que yo no sé por qué yo no lo veo.
Me too, Dustman, me too.
Pero bueno.
Mañana, mamá. ¿A qué hora te va mañana?
Voy en la cosa a la 10.
¿A las 10? No, pues acaso me despierto, no voy a venir a...
Ya. No despertarme a las 6 y tanto de la mañana.
Mañana voy temprano.
Ok.
¿Qué más?
¿Qué dice papi?
¿Ya te bañaste, güey?
Sí, claro.
Ay.
Ay, gracias. Alright, there we go. There should be no more interruptions, unless my brother decides to show up. Know what I'm saying?
Your brother's gonna show
That
up
is
right
true.
now. He's literally on his way as we speak, Dustman. It
it's
is
like there's
over.
like brother cam. He's like pulling in. That's it.
Kinda
I'm
is.
like popcorn. I gotta waste time. Gotta take time away from the stream.
Damn it.
Foolish hair.
Cool.
How about a game of chess, Ushirami a battler? Whenever I get the notifications, like she's always making that face whenever she says battler. That's what the chess app says. Are you okay with this battler? This girl may actually be an ambush I set up, right? She might just be saying something plausible to gain your trust, right?
Maybe. She's been saying that over and over again herself. So of course I can't blindly accept her advice. But as to whether she's worthy of trust or not, I can think for myself and make a decision. As long as I don't stop thinking for myself, I won't be tricked by anyone again.
Well, Battler's gonna stop thinking. What confidence, Ushirami a battler! After you said so much, it makes me want to trick you all over again, you see. I can't wait to see what kind of face you'll make when you realize you've been duped once more. How pleasant!
It looks like you know my name, but I don't know yours. Tell me.
It's a Beatrice. Aren't you, Beatrice?
For a while, the girl remained silent, without changing her expression even once.
Because the dev didn't want to get extra sprites.
She looked as though she couldn't decide whether to say her name or not, or possibly as though she was deciding on the name she'd say on the spot. Why'd you pick that name?
Gretel.
Ghetto? You are?
That's my name, dumbass. Call me Gretel.
Then should I call myself Hansel?
That's pretty smart with that one.
Just kidding, I'm Ushiromi a Battler. Call me Battler.
It's not a really good battle.
Nice to meet you. I hate handshakes. Don't take it personally.
Take it as
Ah, really? Sorry. After all, it isn't certain that you're my ally. And you just told me to keep my guard up, too.
It's like she's just gonna pull out a gun and just blow his head smooth off if he gets too close.
Battler drew back his right hand. Ah. His bitter smile disappeared and was replaced with a strong resolve directed at this new fourth game.
Oh, Badra. Think deeply about why you must win against this witch. You can't stomp with something abstract like, I'll bet here because I don't like it. Have a deep conviction that you'll definitely defeat the witch and escape from this world. Because there's definitely someone waiting for you to come back. For that kid's sake as well.
Maybe there was something she wanted to say. Gretel clenched her fists in front of her chest and hung her head in silence, at a loss of words for a short while.
Like, let me pull out the red truth real quick. Awkward.
That doesn't look like Gretel to me.
Good! That should be enough of an introduction for Gretel or whoever. Come, try to remember what happened on October 4th. Let the curtain open on the fourth game.
At the same time as though it had been blown by a sudden gust of wind, the clock that had been turned back to October 4, 1986 started to move. While we remained in the witch's tea room, the blue-gray sea and the green Rokujima spread out beneath us. And we could see a boat heading there, its wake trailing behind it. The sky was already cloudy, and it seemed that the barrier of the typhoon would soon shut the island away. There was the boat docked in the harbor and Goda helping to unload it.
No, so like, what if instead of a typhoon, a tsunami hit Rokujima, and then it was like natural disaster survivor, and they had to get to like the highest point.
The highest point? Where would the highest point be on Rokujima?
I don't know.
It's like in the mountains.
3 miles up.
No, yeah, it's like it's the mansion in the woods.
Then,
But on the
once
way to
all
this
the
far away.
passengers had disembarked, the boat began to separate from the shoreline. The relatives were gradually swallowed up by the island.
Looks like you're as cheery as ever, Maria. Maria-chan, you'll trip if you aren't careful. Look out! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Gonna fall, sink!
Look at this
A longest cousin's eye love dashed across the beach, getting swallowed by the forest path that led to the mansion and disappeared. And of course, Oni-chan could be seen among them too. Damn it! Stop right there, Maria. You nimble little brat. He's gonna correct her.
Can't do that. Adler, calm down! She's but a
Maria.
child!
Maria Oni-chan, whom I love, started dashing, and Oni-chan dashed after her. They were swallowed up by the forest. Following them, father and mother were also swallowed up. The rest of the parents were swallowed up. They were swallowed up, leaving only me behind. Dumbass. How long are you gonna joke around and play with a witch in a place like this? Come back quickly, Oni-chan. Whack. Don't leave me all alone. Whack. And realize how cruelly the world isolated is. Oh. Oh, battler, oh.
Obviously, it's up to Chandler to fix everything.
Anji's future.
I think I'm starting to realize why nobody talks about episode 4.
I bet it's because it's the best episode of the show.
Good day to you. Good day to you. Like, you can be the mystery man.
Good day to you is the standard greeting used here. No matter how many years pass by, the style of greeting still feels very awkward. Even though I responded to the greeting in order to stifle that awkward feeling, the classmate who had spoken looked at me blankly. Gave her that Mr. Pibb stare.
Is that him? Oh.
No. What's that? It seems you're mistaken. Their choice of words and manner were certainly what you expect from a school for rich girls. But the actual meaning was as innocent and cruel as you'd expect from kids of that age. Seems they found it funny that I mistakenly thought the greeting was directed at me. No, it might be the opposite. Maybe they didn't know how to react after being suddenly greeted by a gloomy, quiet kid like me. No, judging by the gazes of my classmates who were looking this way and over their shoulders and whispering to each other, they looked as though some of them considered this refreshing morning ruined. What? I was dark. What is wrong with Anji?
Her nickname when she was in school was Kunta Kente.
What does that mean? Because I was disliked.
Mohammed, you know what that means?
It means we have to say some very new slurs.
So trying not to get in the way of everyone's refreshing morning anymore, I stooped lower and entered the classroom. Almost like I was cutting through the aisle in a movie theater while the movie was running. This is an all-dorm school, St. Lucia Academy. It's not a school that anyone can get into by taking a test. It's a hidden rich girl school known of only by a select group of celebrities from various fields.
They're known as the select few.
The select few, no. For lofty nobles who truly wish their daughters could be raised like saints. This is probably the ideal school in which to protect them from the impurities of the common
Are you
world.
sure Ava didn't found this school?
She just created it and paid all the students make fun of Anji. But at the same time, it was probably also convenient for nobles who wanted to confine daughters they didn't want out in public. As well as an academy isolated from the impurities of the common world, it also held great potential as a prison school.
Prison school?
No way.
Dude, if we're gonna be reading Prison School, I want to be Joji Nezu.
We're gonna read Prison School? Why?
Huh?
I love
an anime.
What?
It has an anime, why did you read it?
The anime is pretty good. I won't
actually
lie.
watched the anime. I watch
You gotta at least check out a few episodes. Some of the shots are just too good.
No, I didn't know I had an anime. I read it, I read the whole thing.
You guys are Redditor?
No, yeah, about halfway through I realized that it actually had an anime. But
A masterpiece like that deserves an anime. A masterpiece like that deserves an anime.
No, but the manga is so real, dude.
Oh yeah, the manga is hard, but so is the anime, bro. They didn't mess up. I'll say that much. They didn't mess up. I mean, I think it's hard to mess that up.
Now the principal. I just remembered that the prison school is also an all-girls club.
Shocker.
Oh yeah, this is prison school.
Huh?
It's gonna be the next siege of these 4 guys who are in the school for some reason. Came running out wearing their black and white youth clothing.
I guess into the school prison. The 5 men.
I'm moving different. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking Symbiote.
That's man, guy's losing his very
Smoking
mind.
that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush. We smoking Dung Beetle. I'm on 12 Vicodins smoking on Scooby-Doo dick. We smoking Sequoia Banshee boogers. We snorting that good
I was
Buffalo
truly among the
Soldier
latter
Cameron
and was
Jordanian
confined in St.
Jimmy.
Lucia
They
Academy.
must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him. That Burberry
What are you looking
backwoods pack hitting that pussy smell.
Dracula flow in the background.
What are you talking about?
They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
Forced to live my life in dreams. Of course, there weren't that many students like me, and you couldn't tell us apart at a glance. However, even if we never fessed up about it, you could usually figure out who we were by watching how we acted. After all, we were always hanging our heads, with an expression on our faces though the whole world had abandoned us. Anyway, every class had one or two kids like that, so even if they didn't speak up about it, you could guess who they were. Therefore, even though I never confessed that I was one of those kids, at some point everyone in my class knew about it. Just like how the seriousness of an injury becomes a sign of status in a hospital room, how noble a birth one had became a sign of status here. Those girls who couldn't be acknowledged in public were probably nothing more than filth to the others. They must have thought that getting involved with such students would dirty them as well. When a rumor sprang up about a particular student, those fastidious girls would grow cold and distant, chasing that student out of all social groups. Thanks to that, I led a quiet school life like this, all by myself. Well, that's only if hearing people whisper behind my back, finding my things lost or broken all the time, and having everyone pretend like they didn't know anything, can be called a quiet school life. Even this early in the morning, I must look worn out. I can almost understand why my other classmates who had a refreshing morning looked at my face and wanted to click their tongues. Consciously trying to do as I should and avoid tainting my classmates' morning, I quietly took my seat. Then, unusually, someone came to talk to me. It was the class leader. "Good day to you, Shiromiya-san. You seem to be in a bad mood this morning. Were you able to get enough sleep?"
Sleep? Is there some business you have with me?
You're the only one who has not submitted her questionnaire for the class presentation, Ushiromiya-san. Did you forget that the deadline was yesterday? I'm pretty sure I heard something about that last week, but I thought that the questionnaire hadn't been passed out yet. The details would be written there, so there shouldn't have been any need to remember them beforehand.
I wasn't given a questionnaire.
That can't be. I believe the dormitory leader handed them out to everyone. If you lost it, all you have to do is honestly say so.
I lost it. I'll fill it in right now, so could you give me a sheet?
Again. Either someone lost my sheet or they intentionally didn't tell me about it. But I have no way of knowing who was behind that. In the end, treating it as though it had been my own carelessness would sorrow everything more quickly. Once you've filled it out, drop it in the questionnaire box in the student council room yourself. Our class is the only one that didn't get everyone's in by yesterday. As I hung my head at the class leader's scolding, I could hear the giggles and whispers of people watching coming from no direction in particular. Ushiromiya-san did it again. She's just so careless. She doesn't deserve to be in this school. She has no dignity and no manners either.
She's like Timmy Turner, for real.
Oh, sorry, girls, but I've dealt with much worse when it comes to unfair personal attacks. As I froze my heart and with those arrows of ridicule passed by, I quickly filled out the questionnaire. When I learned that father and mother and Oni-chan and all the rest of my family had died, I was at the house of my grandpa on my mother's side. The only survivor of the accident was Ushiromiya Eva. Only Aunt Eva. Even at the time, I hadn't really liked Aunt Eva. Okay, in the mind, Anji would like come shooting back up into like A tier.
That's true.
At a glance, she would act kindly. But even as young as I was, I could see that she was somehow making fun of father and the rest, and I hadn't liked it. So when it was decided that Aunt Eva would take care of me, I was pretty miserable. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered if that gentle Uncle Hideyoshi and George Oni-chan had been with me. But I hated the thought of living all alone with Aunt Eva.
Yeah, I know, because like Ava had like a schizophrenic episode and killed her own family as well.
I'd frankly said that to Grandpa, hoping to live together in his house. However, Aunt Eva had been very insistent that she should be the one to look after me. She had no desire to remarry, so as her successor, I was essential if the Ushiromiya family was to continue. Aunt Eva felt very strongly about the family. She insisted that she take charge of me right away so that she could give me an education and lifestyle fitting for a successor. After that, it seems that confusing negotiations with lawyers took place. But in the end, I was forced to go live with Aunt Eva. After doing that, Aunt Eva told me something. You must bear all of the glory and history of the Ushiromiya family. But in order to make you a fitting successor to bear that, the rest of your life will be dedicated to frantic studying. Sacrifice the rest of your life for the Ushiromiya family. That's what she said. At first, I thought she meant that literally. But I quickly realized that wasn't the case. Because even now, in Aunt Eva's eyes, the one most fitting to succeed was the late George Oni-chan. At our first meal together, I received strict instructions and questioning about table manners, and was forced to listen to her abuse mom and dad as though they'd been neglectful in their discipline. I also received the same strict instructions regarding manners at my first party, and my clumsiness had been disparaged in front of everyone, forcing me to endure insults to mom and dad as well. After that repeated over and over, I eventually began to understand. Aunt Eva didn't really want to make me her successor. She thought George Oni-chan was the only one truly suited to be her successor. And she couldn't forgive the fact that it was to be me instead. So she insulted me in front of lots of people. She humiliated me. And she made it known exactly how I was inferior to George Oni-chan to both acquaintances and strangers. Surely in place of a memorial service for her dead son. Or rather, she must still be mourning his death. However, that wasn't something I could endure. I couldn't possibly live together with Aunt Eva. I was kept like a pet, my life continually compared with her dead son's. I understood that even when I was still in elementary school. I tried to escape the Ushiromiya house and run off to the house of my grandpa on my mother's side. However, Aunt Eva had already foreseen that. Now, thinking back on it, she might have lured me into escaping. I was caught by the guards and brought back. For being a coward who had smeared the Ushiromiya family crest with mud and tried to throw it away. in a way that makes my whole body shake and shiver just remembering it. I was punished. How should I describe what Aunt Eva was like when she punished me? In a frenzy?
Wasn't she like in elementary school at this point?
Yeah, gleeful. I saw the anger and sadness of losing her beloved son, and well as the hatred and pain for me stealing that inheritance from the son who should have received it, and the dark pleasure at being able to let those feelings out on me. I was hit with all of those negative emotions at once. Then, all of my free time and freedom to act was stolen, and I was put under surveillance around the clock. I may have lived in a gorgeous mansion, dressed in expensive clothes, but my heart and my dignity had been trampled upon. I was the Ushiramia family's slave, its cattle. Compared to that lifestyle, the derisive laughter of my classmates here was calm and pleasant. It caused my heart no trouble. After bearing almost all of the fields of the questionnaire with nothing in particular, I folded it and put it in my pocket. Because if I left it in my desk, it might disappear again. During lunch break, after dropping it off at the post box in the student council room, I finished lunch by myself as usual and headed behind the school building where no one could be seen. Only my time by myself could protect me from the derisive laughter and gossip. Since I was hated and didn't have a single friend, my time alone was the most kind to me. After checking the surrounding bushes to see whether some malicious classmates were hiding and threatening my time of quiet, I finally relaxed the tension of my entire body, knowing that I'd gained some true peace. Then I let out a sigh. It faltered heavy, as though it was the first time I had breathed out today. My old favorite place behind the vegetable garden storehouse. I'd been found out by my classmates, and I'd been teased, so this was my new lunchtime hideaway. There was nowhere to sit behind the school building. As I crouched near the wall in the shadow of the bushes, I opened my bag and took out a book with an elaborate old-fashioned binding. Just glancing at it, you'd probably think this was a religious book or something written in the Middle Ages. But this wasn't a book. It was a diary. Of course, it wasn't my diary. There weren't any special things worth writing about in my daily life. Every single day was just gray, cold, and dry. And those completely unchanging days, there aren't many changes worth writing down. This was the diary of Maria Olichan, a girl I'd been very close to. Why did she have that? She'd been a bit strange and 3 years older than me, but Onichan was always a warm, wonderful cousin. She'd always grab me by the hand and let me join in on some fun game. I remembered that being able to see her was the most fun part of her family gatherings. And I opened the diary, the characters, which were made fairly skillfully considering this was an elementary schooler, were packed close together, so they were written on every other line. Was she just hopelessly obsessed with jotting everything down in her diary? Probably not. To her, writing her daily life down in a diary was probably like a conversation with another part of herself. So rather than an object on which the events of her life were written down, Maria Onechan's diary was written like a letter to another part of herself, telling of the events of that day. I found this diary among her belongings after her death and secretly took it home. At first, I'd felt that reading someone else's diary might be boorish, and satisfied myself with just keeping it by my side. But I couldn't help flipping through the pages and reading through it bit by bit. And by now, she had become my only friend.
But Maria's like a big witch fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me put on a jacket because it's getting a little cold in here.
It's getting a little chilly.
It's getting cold in your room.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, the problem is that I got like the realest fit on right now. I got like a white tank top with the Adidas jacket. But now the problem is that at night, like my parents, they put the AC down all the way. So then it's like, oof, you know.
I see. I gently opened to the page with the bookmark.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Maria One-chan.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Could you let me hear your story again?
It's gonna be like a Marie story.
I was walking down the beach
Yeah.
and I saw the witch, the big witch.
At the same time, a very, very soft breeze blew, tickling the paper. I thought the open diary might have sparkled faintly. The weather's good today. Maria One-chan loves the wonderful rays of sunlight. So I'm sure she's in a good mood. On the pages of the open diary, no, in the world of the diary, Maria One-chan showed herself. I'm pretty sure she was 9 when she died, so her form was already younger than me. But I call her One-chan, so she affectionately calls me Anji.
Yeah. Anji, you were slow getting here today. Was it packed at lunch? Yes. It's always packed. Groups of friends set up camps in the seats and they stay there even after we finish eating. It's pretty fatal if you get to the dining hall late. I was on cleanup duty today. Ooh, I eat fast. The faster you eat, the more you can play. Ooh.
Maybe she realized I was holding a grudge because that duty had been forced upon me and shortened my lunch break by a bit. Maria One-chan brightly changed the subject. Grateful for that act of kindness, I responded by saying I was a slow eater. Maria calmed me down, saying something about teaching me the trick to eating fast. I read about it in her diary. No, I heard it from Maria One-chan. She was ranked number 1 among the girls in the speed eating ranking for her grade's newspaper. She was apparently very proud of that, but a little disappointed by that her mother, Aunt Rosa, hadn't praised her very much for it.
Ooh. Then let's start our story for today. How far did we get yesterday? Ooh. This far. Until you got Sakutaro as a present, Maria One-chan. You promised that you'd tell me about Sakutaro. Ooh, let's talk about Sakutaro. You know, Sakutaro is a really cute stuffed animal. I'm sure you'd like him too, Anji. Ooh.
What's wrong with you?
Tell me that story. The only time I can relax at school is when I'm listening to your stories during lunch break. Ooh! I'll tell you about it. Sakutaro was really,
When I looked at Maria One-chan, who was always in a good mood, it made my heart feel warm as well.
What a freak.
As I listened to her tale, I began to get absorbed into her world. Well, what voice am I supposed to use for this? Well, I've never seen this face before, you know? Happy birthday, Maria! Sorry I got back so late!
Ooh! Good job with your work, Mama. I know you're busy, so even though you were late, I waited without crying. I was good and waiting watching
busy?
TV.
What is she busy with? Like, she's literally just a knitter.
She was getting
Whoa there,
Literally
buddy.
what she is. She's just a knitter.
Whoa there, pal.
What? That's what she does. She knits. She's a knitter. Yeah.
We don't like that kind of language around there.
Yes, you're such a good girl, Maria. As a present for waiting politely, you can order anything you want today. And she's gonna order the restaurant. Of course, only as much as you can eat, okay? Oh, what a fool. Doesn't she know that Maria's a fast eater?
Yeah, no, she's a fast eater. Today, can I change my corn soup to onion gravy soup?
What kind of 9-year-old is that? Who orders that?
She didn't want the corn soup, she wanted the onion gravy.
Why would she order either?
Well, remember,
Yes,
this,
that's fine.
this is like 1985 or something.
Yeah, 1984.
Oh, yeah. It's 200 yen more expensive, but can I change it to prosciutto pizza?
Yes, that's fine.
Bozo, 200 yen? Like, come on.
If you really can eat it. But that's okay. It's your birthday after all. There must be a reward for the good girl who waited so patiently.
She had her waiting like 13 hours or something. Then can I have enchilada cheesecake for dessert? And then the chef's choice fruit salad and kids' french fries. I want to drink melon soda too. Ooh. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. Mama praised me.
Yeah. You're getting a little too excited. If you don't quiet down a bit, you'll disturb the other customers.
No, like that's like the face of like, you know, I'm smiling on the front, but I have a knife behind my back.
You would unleash the dog. When Rosa gently admonished her, Maria stuck her tongue out and eased up a little. It seemed that she was having a hard time repressing her excitement at being able to eat out with her mother after such a long time. Today was Maria's birthday. Oh, I couldn't figure that out. Rosa always tried to let Maria spend her birthdays at great restaurants. When Maria had been in kindergarten, they sometimes invited other kids from the neighborhood over and had a party at home. Rosa would make a wonderful cake and snacks and decorate the house herself, making it a huge celebration. But when they moved and Maria no longer had friends in the neighborhood, Rosa started splurging at expensive restaurants instead. However, today they were in a normal family restaurant. It was also a little late in the day for a kid like Maria to eat there, even with a parent. Actually, she had gotten reservations at a fantastic place that would surely have pleased Maria. Of course, she had also prepared a wonderful cake with Maria's name written on it. But Rosa just hadn't been able to finish up her business and had been forced to cancel. Oh, dang.
The knitting took too long.
The knitting was due like 1 hour sooner than she thought. Since that plan had been traded for a local family restaurant, Rosa felt a little indebted to Maria. So she was prepared to spoil Maria a bit and let her have whatever she wanted tonight.
You never used to eat much, did you, Maria? Was it really alright to order that much? Ooh. I can't eat very much, but I like to have a lot lined up. You know, like on a birthday table. It's colored all over with red and blue and green and yellow. It makes you really happy. You're right. Having your birthday table be colorful can make you feel happy. Birthdays at my place were no match for yours, Maria and A-chan. But the cakes we bought at the Fumiya store in front of the station were always gorgeous.
Anji thought back to her own birthdays nostalgically. Even though Dad was busy, he sometimes came home just to show up at my birthday party, and then went right back to his company. At the time I was sad, but now I understood how important I was to Dad. Of course, Mom also took very good care of me. In particular, her birthday presents were always in excellent taste. She sometimes arranged them several months in advance. Even though we always sent an invitation to Badler and Lee-chan, he didn't get along with Dad or something, so he kept not coming. So when he did come, I was really happy. The birthday parties when the whole 4-person family gathered made for fun memories that I'll never forget.
Ooh, Andy's birthday sounded like a lot of fun too. Badler and Uncle Rudolph are really lively. Yay! Badler got covered in cola. You just see the Badler in agony in the back.
It just changed as soon as she said that. Maria One-chan peeked into my happy memory. As I sat quietly, wearing the origami helmet that Dad had made for fun, I was a little embarrassed. In my hand was a paper gun that Badler One-chan folded for me. And Mom was taking a commemorative photo. It was the happiest moment of my life.
But your birthday's no worse, Maria One-chan. And this is the day you get him, right? Sakutaro. Ooh! I was really looking forward to it. I got so excited wondering when Mama would show me the wrapped present in the corner of her bag.
Sakutaro is the name of a stuffed animal that Maria was to receive that day. Was to receive, but she wasn't going to. For quite some time before that, Rosa had been making a stuffed animal to give Maria as a present today. Wow, that's what took her so long? Come on now. Hearing that it was a cute lion stuffed animal. Maria One-chan had already given it the name Sakutaro, even though she hadn't received it yet. Today, she was looking forward to meeting Sakutaro even more than her own birthday. Aunt Rosa ran a clothing design company. It seemed to be some kind of brand name. What was it? Aunt Auntie Rosa? What? It seems their catchphrase was, "I can't forgive the me of yesterday." Okay, what? What is she thinking? Unfortunately, I've never met someone who knew of that brand name. Yeah, I wonder why.
Cat V8. We're smoking shit in a glass pipe, blowing the Lord's bubbles. I'm sick in the head. I'm on them Broward County Tic Tacs. I'm on them Georgetown Geronimos. I'm on them Nashville Nibblers. I left my Margellas in the Benz truck. I'll have to stun on them next time. I don't give a fuck if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag anyway. I'm high on 12 Jason Bournes, looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. We smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit. I'll fucking kill you. Call that pussy the Matrix, cause I'm in this bitch and I can't get out. Let's
I know, like, the Dracula flow, but,
Sure.
Like, maybe it wasn't that famous.
Yeah, I just said that. So Aunt Rosa was pretty skilled with her hands. I heard that she made some of the clothing she wore herself. So making a stuffed animal had to be well within her capabilities.
Handmade stuffed animal. That's pretty amazing. By the way, why did you call it Sakutaro? Ooh. Actually, I wanted to call it Sakura, but it's a male lion, so she told me to give it a boy's name. So I added a boy like Taro and called him Sakutaro. Eventually, the last U disappeared. Why Sakura? Ooh! The main character in Cardmaster Sakura.
It was the name of the main character in a TV anime that was popular at the time. The fact that she'd simply borrowed the name of a character she liked was, how should I say it, as innocent and cute as you'd expect from someone that age.
I was a lot more inventive with my man. I called him Mr. Man. You want to see Mr. Man?
Mr. Man.
Yeah, let me get Mr. Man. Look. There's Mr. Man.
What has happened to him?
I mean,
That looks like one of those things like tell me where he touched you, like point on the doll.
like 10 years in the joint have kind of degraded him because like he like he's like a little bursting at the seams. So it's like a lot of the beads have like exited over the course of the years. They used to be a lot more full. Yeah, that's Mr. Man. And then I got like Mario. You can see Mario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's far away back to skin.
No, that's where Mr. Man was as well. It was always Mr. Man and Mario for the longest. Then Ray, Satori, and Moko came by. Mama. Still no Sakataro? I want to let Sakataro join into my birthday too.
Presents always come at the end, right? If you open it now, it'll get dirty. Hold on until the meal is over. Ah, she's gonna eat so quickly.
Then I'll finish eating quickly.
It'll be a disaster. As soon as she proclaimed that, she started tearing into her meal. Aunt Rose got mad at her, saying that was rude. It seemed that she'd expected this would happen right away, and why'd she say that? I also thought that, given how straightforward Maria was, that she probably would do. It was kind of pleasant when my expectations weren't betrayed. In the end, Aunt Rosa lost to her daughter's eyes, which were sparkling with anticipation. Cleaned up the table and took out the long-awaited wrapped present. Happy birthday, Maria! I wasn't able to spend much time on it, so I couldn't make it very well.
If you made it, I'll be happy with anything. Sakataro.
Aunt Rosa spoke a bit humbly, but Maria Oni-chan was happy even before opening the wrapping. I could really understand that feeling. It's not a problem of quality. Just the fact that it was a handmade present was more pleasing than anything.
Can I open it? Can I open it?
I wanted to wait until we got back home before doing it, but just for a bit, okay? Just a bit. We'll just take a look and say hello, then put it back.
No, it's like Maria's gonna open it and like be mortified when she looks at him. He's just gonna like stare back at her.
That true
Sure.
stare.
No, that's just what happens sometimes. Man, I knew this was gonna happen. I'm just out here thinking.
No, I'm with the science team. You will never be a part of the science team.
I
That's
just
not.
don't know. I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know.
I don't know
what I was
any.
gonna. I don't know what I was gonna look up. Oh, I found. I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, Muhammad.
Huh?
They made the Baldur's Gate Undead Warlock mod. They made it like not shit.
That pussy better
Uh-oh.
stank, otherwise I don't
They made it
want
so it's you don't have to use a fucking
30
reaction
got straight to
like
fucking
every single
that
turn.
Pussy Dulce,
This guy's losing his
smoking
mind.
fentanyl, lay cereal milk. I see.
Nah, come on, like you know that shit was stupid.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
I couldn't because I don't play Warlock. I would never sell my soul.
Shit.
No, the game where we were both
Shooting
playing.
ropes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we getting that
So you have to, like,
Pirate
constantly
Bay
make
alien
reactions.
The reaction
shish
popped up
kebab
every single
set
fucking time I
money.
attacked.
I hope them aliens are real so that I have more
Gotta
things
react
to
quicker,
buck.
buddy.
Smoking the Qui-Gon Jinn Vietnamese
Ooh, you gotta be
Phillips
quicker than
head
that.
runs.
Ooh.
She sucked me like a cordless Dyson V8. I'm in the K-hole, licking balloon knot. When I got the meat cannon, I be shooting straight rope.
Jesus.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Chanel Optics got me seeing shit. I need fentanyl slime. I just popped a whole garbanzo bean. Fuck you mean. I smoke real Imrani, rapscallion ghost nuggets. Y'all can't fuck with me. I'm him. I've been him. I will
You can give
continue
him
to
a
be
proper
him.
greeting once we get home. We're in public, so you can't fool around, okay? Can you purr on this?
Ooh! Promise, promise! So can I open it? Can I open it? Mama!
Yes, yes, just for a bit, okay?
Yay!
Star. Before Aunt Rosa finished talking, Maria started unwrapping it. That's honestly pretty accurate to what you sent.
I told you.
As soon as she did, yellow and orange peeked out. What are you doing? Is this a room? What appeared was a slightly blank-looking lion stuffed animal. With cute round eyes and a white chest. It was about the size of a small pillow. Shoot. That's pretty big. It looked pretty big next to someone as short as Maria on H-Town, but it probably wasn't that large. From the perspective of someone who didn't know better, it would probably look like something cheap bought from a department store or something. But to Maria on H-Town, it was her mother's handmade stuffed animal, and only one of its kind in the world, and irreplaceable.
Sakutaro! Sakutaro! Cute, cute, so cute! Thank you, Mama, thank you, Mama. Thank you so much for making such a cute stuffed animal, even though you're so
I'm gonna
busy with
remember this for the
work.
rest of your life.
If you praise me that much, it's actually embarrassing. I couldn't take much time, so I couldn't make anything that good. I actually wanted to make one so big that you could have wrapped your arms around it. You couldn't wrap them.
No, this is good. With this size, we can always be together. We can go out together. Sakutaro, I'm your One-chan. Who are you?
I should probably didn't want that to happen. Fool.
It really is an adorable stuffed animal. So this kid is Sakutaro, your best friend. Ooh! We can't go to school together, but me and my best friend are always together at home. You know, Sakutaro is really innocent and cute and always nice to me. He supports me when I'm feeling down and plays a lot with me when I'm feeling good. so I'm never lonely anymore. Not lonely when mom is busy with work and I'm all alone, not even when no one plays with me at school. Isn't that right, Sakotaro? Who are you?
At school, Maria One-chan had lived in the same kind of environment as I did. What? Compared to the other kids in her class, Maria One-chan's tempo was always a little slow. Her sensibilities and way of viewing things were a little peculiar, and a little too idiosyncratic for her to blend in. Her grades were low as well, and since she was talkative about everything related to the occult, her specialty, she was treated like a weirdo by everyone else in class.
Thank you.
Dustman's down.
Yeah, they killed him. He was asking for it.
Nah, sheesh. I managed to like manually turn off the stream.
Don't do it.
This man's gone. What am I supposed to do?
He'll return.
Well, he.
Like just as Jesus of Nazareth came back, like on the third day, this guy's gonna come back on the third minute, I believe.
Looks like bullying is the same in all eras.
Sure.
Humans really don't advance at all, do they? If only they just get wiped out.
What'd you say that?
I said when I'm bullied, but I think it can't be helped. It can't be helped? Why not? After all, there's a rule that says every class has to have a single bladed kid. Well, that's a horrible rule. I'd like to find out the person who made it and hit them over the head with a brick.
No!
The corner, of course.
Not the brick.
But it wasn't there. There'd be suddenly a pharmacy. Tell you the pharmacy.
What?
Oh,
What did you just say?
what?
I said
If I wasn't there, then sure they'd
She
Brother,
be
you were out here
able to
thinking he wasn't gonna
bully
return.
in place.
What?
By
You were out here
staying
thinking he
strong,
wasn't
I
gonna
could protect that kid.
For shame. For shame.
Dude,
For
the
sure.
end of this is never gonna get here.
Yeah. Well, especially if you like fall asleep halfway through.
Yeah, because it's so incredibly boring.
That's true. As she said that, she smiled faintly.
Dude, I'm out of here.
That's good.
Maria Onechan's way of thinking really is unusual. According to her, from the beginning, a witch had resided in that place called a school. Now, she says that any place where a lot of people gather will have a witch residing there. The witch tries to steal the students' souls through death by disease or accidents. Apparently, she sometimes also corrupts those souls, leading them down that path of evil. She says that an angel came, not content to let that continue.
Tap, tap.
It's over, man. It is over.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
This guy's out.
I'm
This guy believes himself
out.
to be free. You will never truly be free, Dustman.
What does that mean?
I mean,
Muhammad just has like poop coming out of his elbows.
very
That's a
simple.
good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean that's just how it is on a YD Gang stream. Thanks for watching, guys.
Sure.